First, Goncalo Ramos bid rejected by Benfica. United had made a bid plus a player as a McWade. It has been rejected by Benfica, and we are talking about United locked in talks with Nottingham Forest over the permanent departure of Dean Henderson. That's one of the other things we're going to talk about. And Leslie Fred on the brink of leaving Man United in the next 1 or 2 weeks. Welcome to United Matters channel. How are you guys, and where are you watching us from? I've come in late because I just had issues with my laptop, but thank God it's really back, and we can obviously get on and obviously record these stories and then upload them onto this channel. Smash the like button close to 400 times, and don't forget to subscribe because we want to hit how many subscribers? We want to hit 15,000 subscribers before the end of this month, and we are not far off from that mark, and I know you guys are really going to take us to that ilk, because that galaxy is obviously the best that we need to be there. Now, Rock and David, or RD, is my name. United Matters channel it is, and let's get it off as it's supposed to be. Now, we are having a story coming in from court offside, confirming us that Manchester United have failed with a bid for Benfica striker Goncalo Ramos, which included Alex Telles as part of the deal. It remains to be seen if Man United will try for Ramos, but Telles is understood to prefer a move back to his former club FC Porto, and he also has interests or suitors from way back in his homeland Brazil, where he was born and bred. That is Alex Telles for you. Now, when you look at what is happening in the game of football right now, as far as the striker search of United is concerned, with this bid going in, it confirms you that Erik ten Hag is not yet done with his plan to get in 2 center forwards, and that is one of those things that will go down into your memory lane and leaves you in an ocean of questions. Why? Because we've always said, or they've always told us, that there is no money. Now, where is United getting the money to sign Goncalo Ramos, Rasmus Højlund, Sofian Amrabat, Andre Onana, and Disasi? Meaning that if United have gone ahead to make their first bid or offer to Benfica for Goncalo Ramos, that means there is something boiling, and it boils out into 2 or 3 or 4 options. 1, is it that United have gone ahead to find themselves in a confirmation that they are going to sell the club to Sheikh Jassim Al Thani? That is it, because if Sheikh Jassim Al Thani comes in through, that means even if we don't sell, there will be a space of close to 50 to 60 million pounds that he can add on to the transfer budget of Man United. Meaning that if you can have 60 million pounds for Sheikh Jassim Al Thani, that means you can use it as an initial bid to go ahead and really talk to Benfica and tell them that we are having 60 million pounds and let's agree on to the 40 million pounds and see how we are going to sell or negotiate the deal. Because this was done before on this guy, Darwin Núñez. Darwin Núñez value was 100 million euros, and guess what? The deal got done at 85 million euros, and Liverpool made an upfront fee of 65 million euros and 20 million euros of add-ons. And guess who masterminded that negotiation? Super agent Mendes. That is George Mendes, and United have gone ahead to use George Mendes a lot. And I believe all negotiations of most players coming in from Portugal, whose prices are always astronomical, they are being spearheaded by George Mendes, meaning that can be worked out. That's why I thought about this first, that if at all you are going in for Goncalo Ramos, that means there is an extra income that is expected to be added onto the budget of Man United, not coming in from sales. Because if the sales were so much important in this transfer window, then we would have already seen players leaving the club of Man United. But till now, only 2 have left: Zidane Iqbal and Ethan Laird. That is it. Now, after that, we come up with a second narrative. Is United off Rasmus Højlund? To that, I'm telling you no. Rasmus Højlund is one of those strikers that Erik ten Hag wants. He has wanted him since March this year, and personal terms have already been agreed. That's why I tell you that I believe there is a source of money that is being expected by Man United. That's why they've gone in for Goncalo Ramos, because Ten Hag has always wanted 3 centre forwards at his club. He mentioned it. Now that means Anton Martial, Goncalo Ramos, and Rasmus Højlund. Or Anton Martial will be sold, and Rashford, Goncalo Ramos, and Rasmus Højlund will be played as the 3 centre forwards for Manchester United. And the third is, has Erik Ten Hag shifted from his plan and feels like Atalanta is overvaluing Rasmus Højlund, and they need to obviously go in for a more realistic proven player? Because when you look at Goncalo Ramos, he's a proven player. Even when it comes to the Champions League, he has gone ahead to pump in very many goals. Last season of the Champions League that saw them being knocked out, I think, at the semi-finals, they were beaten by they were knocked out, I think, by Inter Milan, right, at the quarterfinals. And Goncalo Ramos played 14 matches and scored 7 goals, meaning that he's a proven player when it comes to scoring goals in the Champions League. He has gone ahead to play 30 games in his league that is in Portugal, 19 goals and 2 assists. And he's really a very good striker that Erik Ten Hag would like to back onto that. And the other fourth boil that came into my mind was, are United trying to threaten Atalanta that we are trying to give you this amount of money, like £50 million, and you're requesting for more? I think we can take this money elsewhere where it's wanted, and we can obviously get this deal over the line, and we move out of the Rasmus Højlund deal. So all of what I've gone ahead to talk about is possible, but among us all, there is one situation, or one thought, or one boil that I've gone ahead to mention out of the 4 or 5 that has really triggered United to go ahead and obviously make this bid for Goncalo Ramos down in Portugal, because this player is wanted by PSG, and PSG looks like they might find themselves going all out to find an option through Dusan Vlahovic that they've been linked to for a very, very long period of time. So as it stands, it's all about United bid rejected. Alex Telles is one of those players that United really has always wanted to sell. He was used as a make-weight in this bid, but Benfica really rejected it. And United used Alex Telles as a bait because Benfica has always wanted Alex Telles back, and their plan is they wanted to take him on loan and obviously sign him as a free agent in the next summer of 2025. And I think that's why United are prohibiting to happen, and they've gone ahead to make a cash bid plus a player as a make-weight, and Benfica have said no, the deal is not yet realistic and we can't really go that way. But when you look at Benfica, they have to sell. They have to sell. Amid having sold Enzo Fernandez, they have to sell again. They have to sell. I think United are really trying to find the best out of that. But I anticipate that more of that talk is going to be making headlines into the next 4 or 5 hours, and Tier 1 journalists are going to come out and react to this on how we've gone ahead to put in this bid and has been rejected. Now, let's go to the other story reported to us by The Telegraph with their 2 journalists, that is John Passy and Mike McGrath. They've told us that Nottingham Forest are locked in talks with Man United over a deal for Dean Henderson. Henderson remains their number 1 target if an acceptable fee can be agreed. Now, Dean Henderson is also pushing for the move. He wants out of Man United, because if United wanted him as their first choice goalkeeper, they wouldn't have gone ahead to make that move of Andre Onana. Close to 45 million pounds are being traded around by Man United to Inter Milan to sign a goalkeeper, and that shows you that you are not wanted at the club, and the manager is not seeing you as the first choice goalkeeper. And Dean Henderson has always wanted to be a first choice goalkeeper. He always made it clear that he left Man United and he never wanted Erik Ten Hag to see him, because he wouldn't have wanted him to really go on loan at the Nottingham-based side. And even when Erik Ten Hag told him in December that please come to Man United, come back to Man United and cancel your loan? He said, no, I'm not going to really cancel my loan. That's why I went in for Jack Butland. And it shows you that there is bad blood between him and Erik Ten Hag. So Ten Hag has shown him that I cannot keep you at Man United as a first choice goalkeeper. The only way you can be at United is when you are a second choice goalkeeper. Yet he has an opportunity to be a first choice goalkeeper at a Premier League club called Nottingham Forest. So those talks are really ongoing, and they are locked into those talks. But what United want for Dean Henderson is in between 25 to 30 million pounds. And the big question has always been, can United really get 30 million pounds for Dean Henderson? That is the big question, because Nottingham look like they want to even offer 15 million pounds, not even reach that level of 20. And I think that will be a very bad deal done by Man United, because we even sold James Garner, who was not even playing Premier League football, but because had promoted Nottingham to the Premier League, 15 million pounds to Everton. And if at all you know business, United should get 25 million pounds, all 30, from the sale of Dean Henderson, and we wait and see how that is going to pan out, as Nottingham is also pushing and the player is pushing to leave Manchester United. And these are deals I would love to see Man United do, to collect in like 25 million pounds, and after they collect in 25 million pounds, then they can add on the 25 from Fred, that is 50. Brandon Williams at all can get like 5, that is 55. Alex Telles and Eric Bay, if you can get like 5 from them, that is 60 million pound quid. So Elanga, 10, 15, that is like 70. So that means if you add on the sale of Harry Maguire and Scott McTominay, you can really get 130 million pounds from those sales. So that's what we need to do to that we strengthen our squad. And I think it might be one of those reasons as to why Ten Hag is really going in for big players like Ramos to come in at Man United, because he knows that interests, all pledges have been put on the table for these players to get out of the club of Man United. And obviously United is willing to cash in on a total of 7 players this summer. So Dean Henderson, it will be very good for me to see him move and obviously get in money, but I think Nottingham Forest want to have him in their pre-season to see that he fits into their team very, very well. Lastly, let's talk about Fred Rodriguez. This is Bruno Andrade. He works for CNN in Portugal, and he has come out and really confirmed to us that Fred is one step away from leaving Man United. And obviously this is very true, because Man United are having 2 suitors, one from Saudi Arabia and one from the Premier League. From the Premier League is Fulham, who don't want to pay 25 million pounds that United is putting as the asking price for Fred. From Saudi Arabia, the team interested has not yet been identified, but it said the Saudis were into Manchester this week to obviously open talks with the entourage of Fred to see that they convince him to go to the club of Saudi Arabia, and it might be maybe Al Hilal El Tihad, because Al Nassr has been banned by FIFA to really do business of really signing players because they failed to pay add-ons to Leicester City for Ahmed Musa, the Nigerian they signed, I think like 3-4 years back, from that Midlands best team that was relegated last season. So for Fred, I think if at all I'm United, I would really want him to go to Saudi Arabia, because even 30 million pounds can be really coughed, for Fred, and you just get that amount of money, you take it to Fiorentina and you get in Sofian Amrabat. So let's wait and see how that pans out. But your thoughts onto the first Goncalo Ramos bid rejected by Benfica are welcome in the comment section below. What do you make about Dean Henderson talks accelerating for him to leave Man United? And lastly, Fred, just one step away from quitting Man United. Where do you think he's going? Is he going to Saudi Arabia, or is he going to choose to stay in the Premier League and play for Fulham, a team that is struggling even to pay £100,000 to their best player last season, that is Willian Bogues da Silva? A sign out for now. See you later. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. My Muslim viewers and subscribers, Barak Laufikum. Ciao, ciao.